Friends, this is the master key. For the individual, his happiness depends on what? Work satisfaction. Okay. For a corporate, the growth depends on what? On the people, besides other things. Okay. And for the nation, who are the wealth builders? Ultimately people. Okay. So if people are right, and they are doing their job right, they have the right mental peace, calm, happiness, probably the world is much better. Okay. Now, the whole thing is the psychological researchers have shown that 90% people are born genius, only 20% are rightly placed. This is where is the problem. It is affecting both the employers and employees. The employers, whatever they expect, the type of commitment and productivity they expect from people, they feel sahi aadmi mil nahi raha. Okay. And as when it comes to employees, they are not very happy. The type of growth they desire, they are not getting it. Okay. They are not getting the satisfaction from their work. So where is the culprit? Okay. Is there any way out? Yes, friends. Now there is a way out, and the way is DMIT, dermatographic multiple intelligence test. Now I'll tell you the genesis of this science. See, the competencies or ability to learn and execute, from where they come? They come from mind. Okay. Where mind is produced? The mind is produced in the brain. If this is not there, mind is also not there. Okay. So we have a lot of billions of cells in our brain which are called neurons, and those neurons are interconnected to each other, which are called synapses, and there is electrical transmittance going on between these neurons. They have certain patterns, and that produces certain psychological behavior. Okay. So the patterns in the brain produce the psychological behavior. Okay, or number of psychological factors. Now the best part is, this is a very complicated biomedical issue. Okay, this cannot be used for a common man. But the good news is that there is a science where it was found that the patterns of electrical path in the brain correspond to the patterns on our fingertips. Okay, and this is called dermatographics. DMIT means dermatographic multiple intelligence test, and this test is a method to derive psychological factors of mind with the help of fingerprint patterns. Right? So you can reach your mind through your finger patterns. Now, what are the factors which this report gives? It gives left brain and right brain activity level. There are 4 lobes in the mind, all have different functions, though coordinated. It gives activity of those 4 lobes. It gives 5 quotients: IQ, EQ, AQ, CQ and SQ. It gives learning sensitivity, grasp and decision quickness. It gives dominant personality. This gives memory registration sensitivity. It gives learning mode and motivation. It gives domains of mind. It gives the inborn abilities. Every child is born different. So it is inborn abilities, we also call it skill configuration. It gives psychological drives. Okay, one line I'll tell afterwards, and some important factors. And it also gives 9 intelligences. In 1983, Dr. Howard Gardner got a Nobel Prize on his research. He wrote a book called Frames of Mind, and said there are 9 types of intelligences, and each different intelligence has different capacity to learn and execute. Okay, so what are those intelligences? Logical intelligence number 1, linguistic number 2, intrapersonal number 3, interpersonal number 4, kinesthetic number 5, visual intelligence number 6, musical, this is also for rhythmic intelligence, number 7, naturalistic number 8, and existential number 9. Okay, so these are the intelligences. So this is all about mind. Okay, or the part which we need for learning, deciding the career path or the learning. Now, I'll give few, the relevance of few factors. Psychological types. Now, there are two type of people. One are entrepreneur type, they are goal oriented and risk takers. And a potano dhanda chahiye. Okay. And the other type of people are managerial type, they are process oriented, they prefer limited risks. Okay, excellent in the job, lekin financial risk nahi. Okay. So when we come to employer side, and employer को आदमी चुनना है, so he has to decide the position he is filling, what type of authority level, what type of decision making authority is needed. Okay, he has to take that type of person. And when it comes to job seeker side, he has to know what is his type, and he has to pick up the corporate which can give him mental satisfaction. Okay, if he joins a very large organization and he is a decision maker type, he will not get that chance. So he'll be dissatisfied. Bada routine sa hai, normal sa hai, pata nahi, maza nahi aata. Salary package, everything is there, but zing nahi hai life ke andar. Okay, so these are the two aspects. Now I come to grasp and decision making. This means how quickly the person can understand and how much time he takes in taking decision. And this basically means what type of volume of work, particularly decision making work, he can do. Now how this factor helps employer side? Okay, when he chooses a person, he has to see the decision making volume. So people who are quick, they can take decision right time, so that other people's time is not wasted, the work does not remain pending. When it comes to job seeker side, he has to select his level in the organization so that he can cope up with the work. If the work is pending, what will happen? It will build up tension, stress, the life will be miserable, and ultimately when you are not able to deliver goods, what happens? Discredit, transfer, firing, etc., etc. Okay. The third is quotients. IQ is for problem solving and analytical abilities. AQ is for sensitivity and reaction to stimuli. AQ is for tolerance to adversity and stress. CQ is for creative sense, and SQ is for moral values, that is beyond self-thinking. Okay. Now how does it help?
AQ is?
AQ is adversity quotient.
Adversity. Okay. And CQ?
CQ is creative quotient.
And
SQ is spirituality quotient.
Spirituality? I thought it was social.
No, spirituality quotient.
Achha. Adversity quotient?
Yes, adversity. Right. For example, a life of a account executive and a sales executive is different. Goes out, travels, things like that. That is stress, So what are things? So from employer side, when we fill up a vacancy, we have to see the combination of these. Exactly that vacancy requires what, and we have to take right type of quotients. And when it comes to job seeker side, he has to know himself what he can handle. Okay, and apply for the right positions and the right companies.
Job description should have IQ needed 100%.
Is there any tool to measure this limit? Is not a quotient.
This test gives.
That if you want to
skills are things. Okay, skills are
very you know that how much you want from that person.
Okay. Now, now we come to personality. See, in 1920 it was researched there are 4 basic type of personalities. Red. These people are task oriented. In management we have 2 axes, task oriented people and people oriented people. And we see the matrix. Here they say there are 4 type of people. One are task oriented, second are change oriented. They are free minded people. They think out of the box. If you have to turn the tables, you need this type of people. And we see number of management stories. Okay, they are change oriented people. The blue type of people are people oriented people. They are very good team builders. And the gold people are perfection oriented. Okay, product oriented, quality oriented. Okay, so different people have different competencies. So employer has to see the right personality for the right job. If you have to handle labor, if you have to handle a shorter project, where when I say yes, you have to do it, and no questions, no analysis. You have to have a red boss, right? And if you are making something, wonderful, very quality thing, you need gold type of people. Their standards are very high. Okay. And from job seeker side, he has to choose job as per his personality. Okay. You put a gold person in a bulk type job, he'll be totally frustrated.
Right. So Google must be having gold.
Yes. Now there are learning modes, 4 type of learning modes. There are affective people. The motivation is self-improvement. The reflective people, the motivation is specialization. There are cognitive people, the motivation is pleasure of creating something. And critical people, the motivation is challenge of filling the deficiency. Critical लोग साथ साथ में कमियां देखते हैं, है ना? How life improves when you see what is not there. Okay, so that is the critical. So definitely project-based research, they are wonderful people. So from employer side, now see, when a person joins, he has to be trained for next level. So what motivates a person for learning? It is very necessary for the employer to know. Okay, so number of times we see the trainings are done beautifully, wonderfully, but they are not effective because the learner out there is flying somewhere else. He is sitting there. His motivation, it is not matching with his motivation. Okay, so this is very important. There is a lot of expenses go on this. Okay, and from job seeker side, impulse of mind. If I love the job, I don't sleep, I do it happily. Okay, so from job seeker side, it is the impulse of mind. Now we come to the intelligences. The linguistic intelligence means good at written and verbal communication. We know we have to use it. The rhythmic intelligence means good at music or cultural engagements. The logical intelligence means good at analysis and problem solving. The interpersonal means good at customer vendor, any relationship for that matter, but we are talking of business, so I just took customer vendor relationship. Intrapersonal means good in planning and training. Visual means good in decor and housekeeping. There are a number of other aspects, but I have taken a typical corporate profile. Okay. Kinesthetic means good in sports, physical work, travel. Wherever a lot of movement is required, you need high kinesthetic people. Okay, even salesmen. Okay, workers, high kinesthetic. There should be high kinesthetic. Naturalistic. It helps in landscapes, environment present. They like nature. So you give them anything which is related to nature, environment, they get it. And existential. Existential intelligence is not only spirituality. It has to do something with the values, value, mission, purpose, policies. See, the logical intelligence tries to make you exclusive ahead of competition. The existential intelligence tries to make you inclusive. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Very. Okay. So their growth is by growth. That is existential intelligence. Inclusive. All inclusive growth is existential. Exclusive growth. Logical. Right? They are left brain oriented people. Now, very simple, how DMIT is done. Similar, the software, the fingerprinting software is on the computer, laptop. A high resolution scanner is attached to it. We take fingerprint one by one. A file of about 30 prints. 3 prints, 1 finger is prepared and it is sent for analysis. At the moment this analysis is happening at Asia Dermatographic Research Center, Malaysia. Okay. But since the load is there, now what they have done, they are imbibing the engineering software into it so that it can be done at different stations. So maybe another 2-3 months we'll have report within half an hour. At the moment it is 2 to 3 days. Right? So the candidate can go to DMIT counselor, or if it is an institution, the DMIT expert can be called because everything is portable. Right? Now we come to desire, motive and root. See what a job seeker wants. what a candidate wants. He wants to select a right career path. Okay, and what is the motive? Successful career. So what he has to do? Ideally, he should choose academic stream supported by his live learning and execution area. मतलब स्टूडेंट लाइफ में करा लो तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, जितना छोटे. This starts at the age of 5. Okay, it can be a big parenting help. Right? 9th, ideally 9th तक तो हो ही जाना चाहिए. Okay, but even if the studies are over, he should choose the department which are supported by his mind factors as revealed by DMIT. Okay, there are number of other factors. एक पार्ट पूरा हो गया तो चलो उसको, that being constant, what else? है ना? He can maximize on other things. And when it comes to employer, what is the desired? Manpower selection. Why he wants to do it? He wants to add man hours to his business, right? Why he wants it? Because he wants productivity and also retention of competent people. That is the biggest problem today, right? So how does it help? The competency should match with the job requirement. This ensures immediate productivity. Okay, तो यदि माइंड के हिसाब से कॉम्पिटेंट आदमी दिया, एक्सपीरियंस अगर आप देख ही रहे लाइक यू आर डूइंग टुडे, तो इट गिव्स इमीडिएट प्रोडक्टिविटी. दैट्स फाइन, बट दिस इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. The world is changing very fast, and we have to do a lot of upgradation in our knowledge. We have to cope up with the technology, right?
Yes.
So employer should be ready to learn the new things so that he can be promoted and rewarded. Okay, now these two things are, what is the motive of the job seeker? He wants a good career, means growth in career, money growth, position growth. Okay, that growth he wants. And the employer also wants to retain people. Okay, and when they will be retained? When he is able to train the people and give them promotions, higher value to their time. So these two are related. The DMIT serves both the purpose, right? Now, what is the route? If it is a job seeker, get the DMIT done, sit with the counselor and understand the areas of strength. Is like what is happening? Our mind sees the deficiency. हमारी पूरी जिंदगी जो है पिट्स को, गड्ढों को भरने में लग जाती है. इसको ये नहीं आता, ये नहीं करता. स्कूल टाइम में पेरेंट्स से बोलना चालू कर देते हैं. ओके, वी कंपेयर एंड वी नो वेयर इज द डेफिशिएंसी, बट वी डू नॉट नो द स्ट्रेंथ. ओके, नाउ हियर द पैराडाइम शिफ्ट हैज टू टेक प्लेस. वी शुड नो द स्ट्रेंथ, एंड इफ थ्रू दोज स्ट्रेंथ्स द वंडरफुल लाइफ कैन बी बिल्ट, then why to look into those deficiencies which are not relevant at all? And if in the path of those peaks some deficiencies there, fill that deficiency. Why to waste time in filling all the pits? Okay, so this help can be given by the counselor, and start searching the opportunity in the company or department typically suited to his mind. ठीक है? As far as employer side is concerned, what they can do? They can hire a DMIT analyst on contract. The senior HR people should do DMIT profiling of various positions. What is that? I'll tell you. And if it is a small and medium enterprise, the CEO himself will get it, because people are most important. Okay, they move the cheese. So it is the job of senior people to do DMIT profiling. What exactly mindset they need for this particular position? This will depend on their culture. This will depend on their philosophy. This will depend on their authority making, delegation, number of things. So he knows his mind, what I can give. Right? Then get DMIT done for the prospective candidates or existing staff. If it is reorganization of the staff, that can be done. And if it is a new recruit, they can get the DMIT done. The fourth is give orientation to newly found talent through existing people. Now there are some people who are already working, they have some experience, and through DMIT you came to know that this person has something different. So how you can orient it, club them. Okay, so that he gets the benefit of the existing experience. At the same time, there is something inside, the flame is already burning. Okay, so you get a perfect juxtaposition of the this thing. a plan has to be prepared for that. Okay. And secondly, if it is a new appointment, there is no problem. You can first get the DMIT done, see the report of the analyst. He gives the order that for this particular position, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the order preference, and then you take interview, so that you are not biased with the wonderful speaking style, the wonderful biodata prepared, the number of years experience in different big companies. Okay. Right? So this will help. And if the organization is big, they can create in-house DMIT analyst. Okay, about 3 days program is there. Okay, they can understand how to read the report. Now there was a word, DMIT profiling. What is that? Okay, DMIT profiling means putting the competencies in a questionnaire which a DMIT analyst can, locate. I've just given a type of thing. This is the type of thing. Like there is a question: how do you rate this designation? Okay, you just mark where there is a thing. Specify planning area. So this way, how do you rate this position? Requires generation of lot of new ideas, requires understanding of ideas and communicating effectively. This gives the basic quality requirement, right? So there is a questionnaire. This questionnaire can be filled, so the DMIT analyst will understand what he has to see in the report, right? So how does it help DMIT? Like when a person is appointed, he first executes certain job. Okay, then he is trained, he learns afresh. Once he learns a new thing, okay, the old one, whatever else, he starts delegating, or we should have a mechanism where the delegation is under supervision, and then he moves to next level, promotion. In the spiral of growth, he moves to the next level, and again this cycle starts. Okay, this is very similar to 4 ashram. Brahmacharya means learning. Okay, grahastha means executing. Vanprastha means supervision and delegation, and sannyas means handle yourself, move on to next. Okay, so this is the macro cycle of the life. Is there every moment, it is happening every moment. Okay, and the moment the learning stops, the growth also stops. Right?
Delegation.
So we have seen in that slide that the retention will depend on the promotions, and the promotions will depend on the learning. So that is why we have taken this learning is also very important. What motivates learning? So growth and continuity spiral helps both employer and the employee. Friends, people are like iceberg. What is hidden inside is much more than what you see. So know the real stuff behind, which is the cause of every human activity. Thank you.